Hi, I'm Austin.
I'm Alex,
You are listening to One Last Breath, an autopsy of awful albums.
where we discuss controversial, bizarre, divisive, and downright abysmal albums. If you were to ask a non wrestling fan to name 3 professional wrestlers, their answer would likely in order go as follows: Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
Uh,
John Cena,
mm-hmm.
and, of course, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. what, uh,
You're gonna make a.
I think The Rock. I don't think people think of The Rock as a wrestler, really. I think they would probably name The Undertaker or Stone Cold before The Rock.
I mean, I guess that's.
Because you're not going to think about wrestling when you think about The Rock.
Maybe, but.
He is the most famous wrestler.
Yeah, I asked my wife, and those were the 3 that she.
Huh.
Yeah, the first one she said was The Rock, and then she was like, "Oh, I know 2 more. What's that dude that's in all the movies now?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you." She's like, "Oh, John Cena." And then she was like, "Oh, that fucking blonde dude with the weird mustache." And I was like, "Yeah, he's like kind of sounds like a superhero." She was like, "Oh, Hulk Hogan." And then she looked up a picture and she was like, "Wait, I was thinking of Doug the Bounty Hunter in my mind when I thought of Hulk Hogan." And I was like,
Okay, I mean,
that kind of tracks.
they're kind of the same person, except one is a piece of shit and the other one is Doug the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, he may be a piece of shit. I don't really know much about him.
I don't know anything about Doug the Bounty Hunter, but I know too much about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but either way, those are probably the most popular 3. Could be debated. The Hulkster has made numerous film and television appearances. His likeness has been used in multiple video games, action figures, and countless other merchandise and ad campaigns. Like, I was looking, I saw a Hulk burger they used to sell at Walmart.
I'm kind of upset I didn't get to try that.
It looked like shit. Like, it looked like total shit.
No, I would have eaten it. I'd eat the hell out of that.
A Hulk burger. Hell yeah, brother. But even some of the biggest Hulkamaniacs might not know about his one and only studio album, released in 1995 by his band, the Wrestling Boot Band, entitled Hulk Rules. The band features the Hulkster himself on bass and vocals, his WCW, which was his World Championship Wrestling manager, so I guess he was there after he left WWE.
Yeah, he was in WCW, I think before WWF. And then the WWF became the WWE. Jimmy Hart was definitely in WWE. I remember seeing something a lot of people don't know about. I like to watch old wrestling pay-per-views, and there's a lot of like Jimmy the Hart. Not Jimmy the Hart. Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy the Hart.
Jimmy Hart's like all over it because he did like Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And the Hart family.
Yeah.
He was the
of no relation though. I saw that.
Of no relation. Yeah. He's arguably. If you asked a non-wrestling fan to name a wrestling manager, they wouldn't be able to name any. But if they could, it would probably go in order: Jimmy Hart, Mr. Fuji, Paul Bearer.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't recognize him by name, but as soon as I saw an image of him, I was like, oh, I fucking know this dude. Like,
yeah, he was fucking everywhere in late 90s, early 2000s wrestling.
Mm-hmm. And then, so yeah, he was on vocals and percussion. And then Hart's wrestling theme song, so Jimmy Hart and this guy, John J. McGuire, apparently did like most of the wrestling theme songs throughout the 80s and 90s.
I think so. They all kind of sound the same.
Yeah, and also apparently they kind of ripped off, which I didn't go into it to check out and make comparisons, but according to YouTube comments and shit on Genius and stuff, they apparently kind of just copied a bunch of shit they'd already wrote for other wrestling songs for this album. They just stole direct lines and direct like melodies and shit.
There's only so much you can say about wrestling musically.
This album says a lot more than you would think.
Says a lot more than you would think.
And then lastly, Hogan's then wife, Linda Boella, on vocals and percussion. So I'm like, I don't know how accurate that is, because it says that there's 3 different people, all but Hogan on percussion.
I mean, so Slipknot does it.
Yeah, this is the wrestling Slipknot. His wife Linda just bangs trash cans for this shit. But a children's novelty album, it actually reached number 12 on Billboard Top Kid audio charts in '95. but obviously garnered overwhelmingly negative reviews, being banished to obscurity and living as a niche part of internet culture due to the baffling existence of the album.
I can't believe it only hit number 12 because it came out in what, 95?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of past Hulk's prime for
let's see, 90.
Because I mean the 80s I feel like was prime Hulkamania.
Early to mid 90s, Hulkamania came back. There's a really good match that I will probably post a link to on socials when we post this episode of him versus Yokozuna at WrestleMania 1.
Was that not in the
No,
80s?
it was WrestleMania 1. This match, there is a match, no, the WrestleMania 1 I think was him versus Macho Man. The match I'm thinking of might have been a Hell in the Cell 94. And at that point, Hulk was the WCW or the WWF champion. Mm-hmm. So, like, Hulkamania wasn't as big as it was in the late 80s, but it was still... Hulkamania ruled for a long time.
Yeah, didn't he come back for...
ECW?
Yeah, where he was like the villain, Hollywood Hulk or whatever.
Maybe. I didn't watch much ECW.
I think it might have been ECW, but you've probably seen pictures of Hollywood Hulk, like he's wearing the all-black outfit.
Yeah, but I mean, Hulk Hogan was, as much as I don't like the man as a man, he's an incredible performer. I understand why Hulkamania was what it was.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had a very... I guess likable personality and very over-the-top personality.
Yeah, I mean, he was the perfect wrestler.
Yeah.
Not my favorite wrestler. There are better wrestlers, but like he was, at that point, the perfect entertainer for the WWF.
Hell yeah, brother. But, I mean, that's all I really have for a little intro for us, so I guess get into your initial thoughts.
Well, before we get initial thoughts, we do need to mention that I kind of want to mention how Hulk was discovered as a wrestler because it kind of ties into this album. I don't know if you saw the article that I saw, but basically in the Hulk was Terry.
Terry
is his real name.
Yeah.
So Hogan was he was a bassist for a punk or a rock band in Tampa, Florida, where he's from, and there was a big wrestling scene back then because that was like underground wrestling and local wrestling was a lot bigger before WWE became this like conglomerate superstar. He was a bass player in a band that apparently, according to Hulk, they kicked ass. I don't know. I couldn't find any recordings of it. Brother. I couldn't find any recordings of it at all. I wanted to listen to it, but it just wasn't there. If someone finds it, please send it to me. I gotta know if they actually kicked ass.
I want to hear Hulk kicking ass on the bass.
But apparently local wrestlers were really into it, and one wrestler came there, like, they just started coming to that bar, and this one wrestler, I don't remember who it was, but he just came to the bar, saw Hulk, and was like, I have to sign this kid.
And did Hulk did he do wrestling before that?
No.
Oh? What the fuck?
He wanted to be a wrestler, but he didn't. But he just loved the personality that Hogan had so much, he's like, we're getting you into wrestling, and he, like, threw him in boot camp. He worked with, I think Hulk's first promotion that he was booked for was with Jerry Lawler.
Okay.
Or maybe JR. It was one of the guys that went on to be one of the, like, when you think of WWE announcers, well, not announcers, but commentators, you think of Jerry Lawler and JR.
I think that's the only two I know by name, so yeah.
But it was one of those two. Was the other one from Memphis, which I think was Jerry the King Lawler.
Okay.
Or however you pronounce his last name. But yeah, that's how Hulk became a wrestler.
So did he wrestle in high school?
No.
Or anything?
No, he thought wrestling was cool. He was
I'm sure he played football or something. I mean.
He was a punk.
That's so weird.
He was like a nerdy musician.
Was he fucking buff already, or did he have to?
I don't think so. I think he had to bulk up. I don't know.
What the fuck? I could not imagine Hulk being into punk music. Like,
I don't know that it was punk, but he was like a rock and roll kid.
I mean, I could see him doing some like AC/DC dad rock.
Yeah, I think it was more dad rock. I think it was pre-punk because like by the time punk really came off, he was already like wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he was a musician before he was a wrestler, and we don't know him as a musician. Well, now we do because of the album Hulk Rules, which unfortunately better than I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I will
better than I wanted it to be.
I mean, out of everything we've listened to so far, well, I'll say out of everything we've listened to that I had previously not heard before.
Yeah.
So Lulu, well, No, not Attila. Attila's better than this. But,
yeah,
but I would rather listen to this than Alien
most
Rap
of it.
or Lulu. Or are those the only?
Let's see, Alien Rap, Lulu. I don't remember what we've covered. I think everything else we.
Father of All. I would
Father
definitely rather listen to this. Okay, yeah, literally
everything else I have heard before.
Yeah, everything that we haven't heard before for this podcast.
This is number 2.
Besides Attila, yeah.
And that's just because Attila is one of the greatest albums ever made, in my opinion.
Damn. High praises.
Go listen to the episode if you haven't.
It's a great album.
I got a lot more good stuff to say about it. But I hate Hulk Hogan as a person. I'm not going to get into like what he's done. Mm-hmm. There are some pretty serious allegations that I'm pretty sure have been proven against him.
I mean, yeah, most people probably do know about
it. I just don't want to fucking bring it down by talking about this too much. But like, I came into this album wanting to be like, look at this fucking nerd. Look at Hulk Hogan and think he's big shit.
Yeah.
This album makes me think Hulk Hogan is big shit. I mean... he's the shit, no TP.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It started out pretty much how I would expect it to with the first 2 songs, because they're both kind of, like we were saying, like AC/DC type.
Butt rock.
Butt rock, kind of glam metal-ish.
Yeah, exactly what you would expect from
sounds
that.
Like wrestling theme songs at the time. Like the fucking Hell Yeah Brother type shit. So yeah, it starts out with those, and I was like, I mean, this isn't awful. I was thinking, I mean, this is a probably loose theme, be pretty boring as it goes on. And then it goes to a fucking straight up rap song.
Yeah, it does
Hulk
some
rapping.
Yeah, like we'll get into it, but like it does it ventures into a lot of different genres. Yeah, nothing crazy. It doesn't like there's no harsh noise. There's no experimental hip hop. There's not a 12-minute prog rock epic. I wish there was.
that would be fucking amazing.
Sick.
But yeah, it touches country, touches like pop kind of ballads, kind of gospel, R&B.
Yeah, it's wild.
It kind of plays out like that's what I call not 80s or 90s compilation.
It's really like that's what I remember the 80s for.
Yeah, that's what I call 80s, but done in the 90s, 10 years after.
Yeah, that's what it's like an 80s nostalgia album, but released in what, 94?
95.
95.
Yeah, it's very, all the styles are very dated.
Very dated. Well,
I mean, some of it
is like still.
Some of it could be.
Some of it came back in vogue. Like this was before the big post-grunge movement.
Yeah, but I mean,
some of it
had already been established.
Yeah, so but I mean, post-grunge and grunge are very different.
Yeah, like that was when Motley Crue and all of them started trying to do grunge music, or even thrash bands like Anthrax started trying to do grunge.
Yeah, like grunge was dead. Grunge was buried by this point. Yeah, but there's some like post-grunge leanings into it.
Do you think
so? There's some of the songs that I could be like.
I feel like it's mostly
other than the guitar. This could be a little post-grungy.
Okay.
Like the vocally, there's some post-grunge like feeling.
Okay. I mostly got like glam metal from.
That is very glam metal.
At least the songs that are rock based.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is also a time where, after the grunge boom, Green Day and the Offspring came in, and it was a huge pop punk explosion.
This
definitely gives no.
Yeah.
No way.
But this was also before like people were really listening to like. I feel like people's music tastes have gotten more eclectic as time has gone on because music is so much easier to access.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, like you really you liked rock or you liked pop or you liked metal or whatever.
Yeah, there was like few.
So like there
was some crossover.
This album's for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which I think was on purpose.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like it is a soulless cash grab at its heart.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense because. I mean, this album is definitely catered towards kids, so
yeah,
he's trying to reach every demographic.
It's also catered towards wrestling fans, which are mostly into rock or country.
Yeah,
especially at that point in time. It's changed now, but at that point in time, it was all rock and country. Like wrestling was for like the southern good old boys.
Yeah, essentially. So, but I mean, give them props. They try to throw some sick nasty raps in there.
They are sick and they are nasty, but they are not sick nasty.
All right, so yeah, they don't hit both. They're one or the other. But I guess before we get into a track by track, I will say this album sounds like it's like I'm listening to it on a CRTV. Like,
yeah,
the audio quality is so bad. Well,
but
I'll point out specific examples, and you can if you got any. But...
I didn't get any because I couldn't tell if that was the actual quality of the recording or if it was the rip.
Yeah, that's...
And I'm not gonna shit on an album because there's a poor, like, the only rip on YouTube is poor quality.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but I would not be surprised if it's just like that.
I don't know.
I mean, because there was very specific parts where you could tell it was the mixing.
Yeah,
that was fucked up.
I might have to buy the CD off Amazon.
I mean, it was only...
Speaking of Amazon, I did look at the Amazon listing, and the description calls this possibly the most important album of the 20th century.
I'll agree.
Sure.
It changed lives.
Yeah, Better Than Dirt. Is that the name of the Alice in Chains album?
Yeah, Better Than Dirt.
Better Than Dirt.
I agree.
The Concept of Land and the Alice in Chains album.
The Concept of Land. That might be going a little too far.
You're right, it's better than the concept of saltwater.
Of saltwater.
Hulkster's in the house. It did make me feel like Hulkster was in my house, which he scared me a little.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, where's he at?
I don't want Hulkster in my house, I can tell you that, brother.
My walls are drywall. Please do not come in my house, you will break them.
Yeah. He'll chug a monster and eat a Hulk burger and fucking punch a hole right in that drywall.
I would argue that this is a song that's most of its time.
This and kind of American made. Like I said, the first two songs are really just go right as you would expect for an album by a pro wrestler.
If anybody's name is Hulk, this is a really killer hype song. Like, if you're just, like, having a bad day and people call you Hulk for whatever reason, I probably don't want to be friends with you. No offense to listeners named Hulk, but, like, you don't get that nickname by being a cool guy.
Yeah, I don't.
But two, this is your hype song.
Hulkster's
Go off, King.
Check him out.
Check him out.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably, for me, the least noteworthy song on that
album.
Yeah,
it's an okay song.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a wrestling entrance theme.
Yeah. American Made is a wrestling entrance theme.
America, fuck yeah, brother.
Like, this is
essentially what this song is.
Yeah, but this is just Hulk's first WWF wrestling theme.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is what he came out... Like, I was like, I know I've heard this.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like, I've heard this before. Where have I heard that? And I looked up. Yeah, it was his first WWF wrestling theme.
Okay.
They just threw it on the album, presumably because the album wasn't long enough.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that
also, it was made by Jimmy Hart and the other guy.
Yeah, that makes sense because it would give something for people to be like, oh, well, I like his theme song.
And this was before, in the early 2000s, there was a lot of wrestling entrance compilation albums. Tracks, albums. Whatever. I remember listening, one kid in my neighborhood when I was like 7 or 8 had a compilation CD of a whole bunch of wrestling themes, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, if you wanted to hear the wrestling theme, you had to watch wrestling, and you can't watch wrestling every day.
Yeah, and then
I think it was just
if the wrestler you want to hear isn't.
Yeah, because they're not wrestling every time, and at this point, I think it was really just Raw and WWE. Raw was definitely out by now.
Okay.
Raw started in '94, I think, and
did Raw start out as its own thing, and then they made SmackDown and kind of converged it together?
I think Raw was always a second channel, so to say, for the WWF. It was just their Friday night show. That way they could get more.
So they called it WWF and Raw, and then
I think so. I'm not completely sure, but I know that Raw. I think Raw was more for their like up and coming wrestlers too.
I mean, that actually makes sense.
I think
Raw talent. Like,
I'm pretty sure I've watched some old ones, and it seemed like wrestlers that I know now, but like they didn't seem like they were doing big based on the pay-per-views I've seen from that same year.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean that's a good point because dude, I mean, a kid would be like, Mom, Dad, can I get this album?
It's got the Hulkster's theme on it.
Yeah, I love this theme song, and I mean, it's not being played on the radio or...
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
It probably was after this album came... Maybe.
Maybe.
Hope not.
Could have been. I mean, if there was a specifically kids novelty album radio station, which...
we should start one.
We should start... Oh, no.
Hey, guys, the podcast is over. We are now a kids novelty radio station.
Hell yeah.
Up next, an hour-long block of Alien Kids.
Oh, God. Could you imagine?
I've listened to an hour-long block of Alien Kids. It's called The Album.
I mean, yeah, but could you imagine just someone turning on the radio one day and it's like, they just hear the intro like, oh, we're 91.7, 4 kids something, and then just fucking alien rap starts playing.
I think I would throw my radio out the window. But yeah, American Made, good song.
Yeah, the solo kind of rips in it, honestly.
So it's a good song. Yeah, like wrestling themes are quality music.
Yeah, but I just like how the whole song just reiterates that he's American. Like we wouldn't.
He is American.
Like we wouldn't fucking know that. From
doesn't it also?
Man. Like what else could he be? Besides American?
Is this the first time that on the album that it mentions him in California? I forget if California's mentioned in the song or not. This album,
the next song mentions it.
Yeah, this album has a big theme of trying to make you think that Hulk is Californian. When he is not. He is from Tampa, Florida.
Yeah. What? I didn't even...
I understand. I would also be embarrassed to be from Tampa, Florida.
Ain't shit in Tampa.
Nothing but disrespect to our Tampa listeners. Please get out of there while you still can.
What do they even call people from Tampa Bay?
Tampons.
Tampanians? Tampa Bayians? I don't even know how...
I don't know. Hulksters?
Tampico? Tapatio? I don't fucking know.
Sure, fuck it.
But yeah, I didn't even think about that, because I didn't know that he was from Tampa. I knew that he was from Florida, but yeah, why the fuck did they try to sell him?
Yeah, well, because he's Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
But this was before he was...
No, Hollywood Hulk Hogan was an early name too.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I am, for some reason, the resident wrestling expert, apparently.
I mean, I feel like they might have played into that also, because Reagan was the president at the time, and he was from California, so they were like, fuck
maybe.
Yeah, brother, America, Reagan, hell yeah. Which now I feel like Hulk Hogan would be embarrassed to say he's from California, because he's probably like, oh, liberals are in California.
They're turning the freaking California gay.
Oh my god, they're fucking vegans out there. Like
my Bud Light is gay.
Okay. Oh no.
Hulkster's back. The first star of the album.
This one, like it almost got me. I mean, it did get me on repeat listens, but I managed to keep a straight face until a song we'll get to later. But yeah, just at the beginning when the girl's like, "Oh my god," and the fucking Valley Girl accent. It's like, check out the pump, brother.
It's the first time we hear Hulk Hogan rapping, and probably the first time we hear Hulk on the album at all. Unless he plays, I don't know what songs he played bass on, but he was credited with bass.
I would imagine probably on all the rock songs, possibly. Yeah. Because I feel like all the rap songs, the bass lines just sound like they've been sampled from something.
Yeah. I will say that the synth part in the chorus is literally just Man-Eater by Hall & Oates.
I don't know that one.
She's a man-eater. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll eat you up.
I don't know if I know that one.
Oh, I remember it was in a commercial for like Google Docs at one point. But the synth just goes da 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 da. And that's also, I'm pretty sure that's "Blame It on the Rain" by Milli Vanilli too.
Could be. I mean, that would make sense.
I think
if they ripped something from Milli Vanilli, this is 95, so.
Yeah, Hall & Oates and Milli Vanilli were both like not famous anymore, but like still in the collective consciousness.
I'd say especially Milli Vanilli.
Especially Milli Vanilli. Like this was not long after their scandal, I don't think.
Yeah, and then I mean this, like we were saying earlier, this album kind of feels like it's trying to be 80s and the 90s. So, them being behind the times with with sampling or ripping Milli Vanilli would be pretty expected. But yeah, I feel like this is where the novelty or the album starts to go into novelty territory.
Yeah, it's very novel now.
Yeah, like it really threw me off, like I said, because the first 2 songs are just standard, and I was like, okay, this is
I was sitting here like,
the whole album.
Hell yeah, I'm getting a cool rock album.
Yeah, like not bad, but I'm glad it went into this novelty territory, because I feel like from here on out, all the songs that really just are out of left field are the reason I would rather listen to this album over. Like I said, the ones we've
the first 2
for the podcast.
Fine, but like the novelty's great.
Yeah, if that was the whole album was like the first 2, I'd be like, okay.
It'd be a middling album.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as easy to talk about. So
yeah. You have anything else to say for Hulkster's back?
I don't think so.
Oh, except we do need to clarify. It is about him returning, not about his back.
Oh, not about his back?
It's not about Hulkster's back. That'd be a very different song, I think.
Check out the pump, brother.
Check out the pump.
There's a lot of good lines from that song.
Yeah, I had to stop myself from only using lines from that song.
Yeah.
Wrestling boot traveling band.
This, like, you get a rap song with Hulk Hogan, then you get a straight up fucking Alan Jackson, Jimmy Buffett sound.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jimmy Buffett.
Like, it literally sounds, it gives me the vibes of It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere, which is Alan Jackson and Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, or also Kinda Toes by the Zac Brown Band.
Yeah, like, it has, like, that beach country.
It's like beach cut, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me feel like I'm on a beach with the little, I guess, is that a organ? Maybe a MIDI organ?
Maybe.
Whatever, MIDI keys, something.
Yeah, some kind of MIDI keyed instrument, or maybe like a steel drum. I think I heard some steel drum in there.
I think so, yeah. So it really is trying to give off that tropical feel, which I noticed in this album, especially when Hulk's rapping, he keeps mentioning the beach. Do you know what that is? Like, was that a thing with his...
I don't remember anything like that. I mean, I guess, like, it's the whole Hollywood... Like, I mean, he was obviously a very, very artificially tanned man.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
And he wore, like, a Speedo.
Yeah. I guess that kind of is
in the ring.
80s, like, people pumping iron on the fucking beach in their Speedo, like, with their fake
Watch
hands.
the pump, brother.
Or check out the pump, brother.
It's just, like, vaguely about being in the band that made the album, which is a weird concept for a song.
Yeah, this, like, all the other ones are lean into Hulk bragging about random shit, or other people talking about how cool Hulk is, or
it's all
the Hulkamaniac Hulkster. Like,
yeah, it's like
it's
all about
him,
about Hulk and his fans, and this one's just like, man, it's really cool to be in this band.
Yeah, this band that fucking made one.
I'm gonna send you a postcard, and I'm gonna flirt with this girl that came to our show, but she thinks the bassist is cute.
Oh, that was one of my lines. Yeah,
and the bassist is probably Hulk Hogan.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That just
that's the one part in the song where they like mention Hulk Hogan but don't mention him.
Yeah, that just tells you how self-absorbed he is. It's like, yeah, brother, throw in a line about how I'm cute.
I mean, honestly, this is a song that I might throw on like a playlist, though. Honestly,
it's really not bad.
Like a party playlist. I'm trying to get like country songs together for it.
The boys in the band. I wonder which one's singing this. Like if it's
this one specifically on Genius said featuring Jimmy Hart.
Okay, so maybe that means.
So maybe Jimmy was the one singing for this one.
And then the. So do you think that would mean what's his face sung all the other ones?
I have no idea.
His partner and
yeah.
I mean, I guess that would make sense because this is. I feel like the male voice that's not Hulk Hogan in all the other songs sounds the same, except for this song.
Yeah, this one is an obviously like country.
Yeah.
And well, the other guy would have also been, but like Hart is from. He was billed as being from Memphis. I think he's from somewhere in the surrounding area.
Mississippi.
Yeah, but he was billed. I think he moved to Memphis before he started wrestling because he was a wrestler before he was a manager.
The mouth of the South.
He was the mouth of the South.
Oh yeah, and I guess it is worth mentioning that both Jimmy Hart and the other guy,
Jimmy Hart and the other guy,
they were in the Gentrys, which was a band from Memphis, so I guess he might have moved to Memphis.
Yeah, I had never heard of the Gentrys.
I mean, it said they only had one
but they had a hit. So it feels like I would have heard of them.
Best known for their 65 hit, Keep On Dancing.
Maybe I've heard the song and I just don't know it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I didn't have time to listen to it because I found this out like last night at 11 p.m. or something. I was like, I gotta go to bed.
It says they're still active, but the last album they released was in '70, so...
they're working really hard for another album.
Yeah, local metalcore band to be like
big things coming.
Big things coming.
Bad to the Bone.
Oh wait, I had one more.
Oh, you had one more thing to say about Wrestling Boot Traveling Band?
Yeah, this is one of my real instance of. I mean, the audio has been bad throughout the whole album already, but the first real instance is on this song where like every time he pronounces S, it clips so bad.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. No.
Yeah, it's like sincerely, like it just clips the audio so bad, and it just threw me off. Which, I mean, you know, S's tend to do that, but
yeah.
it was like really bad. It sounded like the audio fucking peaked really bad every time he said an S sound. Which was a lot in the song.
Yeah, he did say that's a lot. Bad to the Bone. It's just another butt rock filler song.
Yeah.
There's nothing special.
Yeah, it's just pretty much, hell yeah, cranking my hog. The theme song.
Hell yeah, cranking the hog.
Cranking the hog, cranking the hog.
Dun, dun.
But I was really shocked that this wasn't a cover of Bad to the Bone. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
track,
okay, do I get to hear Hulk Hogan sing Bad to the Bone?
Like,
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would. I mean,
I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, I would enjoy it better than this.
And this is just a boring song.
Yeah, not really much to say about that one.
I want to be a Hulkamaniac. This is the catchiest song on the album.
Yeah, it is fucking catchy. It has like kind of 90s Disney vibes to me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this could have been in a Goofy movie or something like
I
that.
would have loved this if this was in a Goofy movie. The Hulksters movie.
The Hulkster movie.
I'd watch a Hulk based Disney movie.
Yeah, I would too. Especially if this song was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bass line in this song kind of slaps.
Yeah, the
too.
bass line rips.
Yeah,
it's a very positive song too. It's like,
yeah.
oh, you want to be a Hulkamaniac?
Yeah, you gotta love your family and friends.
Eat your vegetables, take your vitamins.
Oh, and if the dealer tries to push on you, brother, you know what to do. Which I mean, he doesn't tell you.
Punch him in the jaw.
Yeah,
probably.
Like,
I'm assuming you
them,
suplex him.
Yeah, you just tell them you're a Hulkamaniac, and they'll leave you alone.
I wanna be a Hulkamaniac, suplexing my drug dealer.
Yeah, real Hulkamaniacs don't do marijuana, brother. The devil's lettuce.
Wasn't Hulk like caught doing coke?
I mean, probably.
Like probably more than once.
I think so, and then I mean, he's obviously done tons of fucking steroids. So
yeah.
Yeah, but marijuana is bad, brother. But this is another instance of on the third verse, especially the looping bass line. It would get really fucking loud at the peak of it, and then like when it descended back down, it would get almost inaudible. It was so bizarre. Like whenever I was listening with one earphone in at work, I thought I noticed it, but that's why I was like, I need to see if the audio is still shitty with two headphones in.
Yeah.
So when I listened to it last night, I was like, holy shit! Like this, it just made my head feel weird. Like it seemed like it was trying to do that thing.
It was the first chance of binaural audio.
8K audio.
3K audio. 3D audio.
Yeah, it was like. It seemed like it was trying to do the thing where, it pans from left to right, kind of swirling around your head. Hey, but failed at it.
If anybody knows how to make those 3D audios, please do one for this song.
Do it for this whole album.
It'd be so cool. I'd listen to it every day.
Whoever has the master tracks of this needs to just
3Dify it.
Yeah, someone needs to get them and then just have somebody that actually knows how to mix an album to remix this album.
Yeah.
And then release it on vinyl. I'll fucking buy it.
I would buy a vinyl of Hulk Rules.
But yeah, could you imagine like what variants could come for the color of this vinyl if this was a vinyl? Like,
God, I would want one. I would want it actually to just be a clear vinyl with Hulk on it, and the hole is where his butthole would be, and it's Hulk's ass.
What the? Like the fucking would the label be like the rim of his ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the sticker wouldn't be round; it would be shaped like underwear.
Okay.
And I would want them to rename the album to Hulkster's Backside.
Backside.
Well, Hulkster's Back, but the side A and side B would be right underneath it, so it just looks like Hulkster's Backside A.
Backside A. Yeah, I was imagining something more simple, but I was imagining like at the top, some artificially tan orange color, and then. Then you have like a yellow waistband with red trunks.
Red Speedo, I think.
Yeah, I would want that. Like so the colors playing.
Also also there could be another variant where it's his it's like his hair color, so it's blonde, and then there's just this big bald spot. Because Hulkster had a huge bald spot.
Yeah, he did.
It was like really embarrassing when he would take his bandana off to wrestle.
Yeah, he was only like in his.
Like he wasn't that old. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I want to be a Hulkamaniac. Very good. Beach Patrol.
This bass line also kind of slaps in this song, which I saw that it was, I don't think, it wasn't on Genius. It was somewhere had stated, like a wrestling Wikipedia.
Yeah, it was Wrestling Wikipedia stated that this is a sample from Tidal Tempest from the album Sonic the Hedgehog Boom, which is the CD release of Sonic CD soundtrack. Yeah. Sonic CD was originally called Sonic Boom.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so you saw that too. I went and listened to... I didn't listen to all of it, because the only one I could find on YouTube was like a 20-minute version. Like, I guess it was just... Yeah. So I didn't really know where it started and where it ended before it looped again, so I couldn't... I was trying to find but I don't know. Nothing on it to me sounded like Beach Patrol.
I forgot to listen to it.
Yeah, so I mean, I couldn't find it. But if true, then I mean,
big if true.
That also tracks that they would sample Sonic the Hedgehog in the mid '90s.
Yeah, so. I mean, and it was a '93 like video game soundtrack, which I don't even know if anybody bought video game soundtracks in the '90s, except for like they were really big in Japan.
Yeah, but
video game soundtracks didn't get big in America until like the vinyl revival.
Yeah, because I've never really seen any video game soundtracks on CD.
I have one video game soundtrack on. I have this Final Fantasy X soundtrack on CD, but it's a Japanese release.
I mean, I've seen some come with like a pre-order of a game, but I've never been at a CD store and seen a section for video game soundtracks.
Speaking of video game soundtracks, just a call it to listeners. If any of you guys have the CD that came with Comic Zone for the Genesis, I'll buy it from you. Please let me. I want that so bad.
You want it? It slaps?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
I have no idea. It's just a CD that came with the Comic Zone soundtrack. I think it's just like music from a real band.
Oh, really? It's not like the music that's...
No, it's not the music from Comic Zone at all.
Oh?
As far as I remember.
Sorry, so you used to have it?
No, I never had it.
Oh, okay.
But I've heard... I haven't even listened to it. I just know of it.
Okay. Interesting.
Sidetrack. I just like collecting shit. Leave me alone. This song is just about him, like, Hulk defending women and threatening to beat up... Which is...
Very ironic.
Very ironic if you know what Hulkster did.
Exactly. Like, he's... I mean, at the same time...
He's known for the opposite. He's known for being the other part of that scenario.
Yeah. It's weird, like, I guess he's talking about finding a girl at the beach, but then when other dudes are trying to flirt with her, he's like, back off, brother, respect her, like, all this shit, and it's like, what? It's like you just...
No means no unless it's said to me, brother.
But yeah, very odd. And then they also, him along with the female vocals in the background keep saying, whoop, there it is, over and over.
Yeah.
Which is another, I don't know when that song came out, but
I want to say 92,
I was
93.
Say like a little earlier than
like
this.
Early 90s. It was not cool anymore.
Yeah.
Just because it was cool for like exactly 3 months or something.
But yeah, just another thing where they try to cash in on some quote-unquote trends to try to make this album relevant.
Hulk's the One.
Oh, God.
It's a love song about, you guessed it, Macho Man Randy Savage. No, it's about Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Randy's the one. But yeah, I just think it's funny he got his wife to sing a song that he probably wrote about.
Also the most uninspired song on the album. Like, he didn't even give her, like, a song that was, like, cool and interesting.
Yeah, it's just a very generic...
It's a Milli Vanilli song.
Yeah.
This is every Milli Vanilli song.
Mm-hmm. It's a very generic sort of R&B pop song.
Like... Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, it's
actually.
It's
like, I mean, it's passable, but it's not good.
Yeah.
Hulkster in Heaven.
Dear Lord.
I didn't actually get any notes about the song. Like, I know, like, it's a...
You didn't get any about it?
I had notes about it, and then I deleted them all because I found something on Genius that I have to read verbatim because it's so fucking funny.
Oh, Lord. So should I get my thoughts out first?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'll go ahead, like, I remember that it's just, like, it's a sad song about someone dying. It's like a country... Almost like the way it's vocally written is like one of those country grief songs.
Like, yeah, like a very deadpan, but like
like it's kind of like
really
he stopped loving her today kind of shit.
Yeah, but then it has like fucking gospel.
Yeah, it's like a gospel.
Singing.
It's like if Johnny Cash did a gospel song about his best friend dying.
Yeah,
which would be sick. I wish Johnny Cash had done that.
I mean, he probably has. This man's probably released over like 2,000 songs.
Yeah, anyway, it would have been better than this.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, this is the one that broke me. Like, I managed to keep a straight face through this whole album, but as soon as
this one broke me.
Yeah, as soon as the background vocals come in and they're like heaven, 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 I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening
right now?
You
hired a whole church choir.
Yeah, and it's just so melodramatic and the MIDI flute in the beginning.
Yeah, my biggest complaint is that the church choir they hired wasn't the one from the church that we grew up going to, because it'd have been cool to hear some of the people we know on this album. That'd have been sick.
Like, we would be able to distinguish, like, oh, that's my boy David, that's my girl Mildred. She's hitting a high note on there.
No, yeah, you'd know if it was Mildred.
But, Yeah, this when I saw the track listing, I was very much anticipating the song.
When I
was like,
first heard it,
Hulkster in Heaven
well, see,
about?
when I first heard it, I thought it was about Hulk dying, which is
Yeah.
funny because he's not dead yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I wish he had been at this point, but he wasn't.
Yeah, so I was like, did Hulk really just make a song about him dying?
But
for
no, I
real?
will. I'll tell you. I found out exactly what the song is about.
Oh, okay.
That is so. In one of many dubious stories, this is verbatim from Genius Annotation.
Dubious.
Hogan claimed that this song was written about an ill child that he visited prior to SummerSlam '92 at Wembley Stadium in London, England. According to Hogan, he met the child in the hospital the day before the event and arranged for him a front row seat. When the event rolled around, however, Hogan supposedly looked out to the crowd and saw an empty seat, and knowing the child had died, was inspired to write this song. This tale is made even more bizarre by the fact that Hogan did not wrestle at SummerSlam '92. That SummerSlam was headlined by Davey Boy Smith and Bret Hart. Also, he wasn't even in England.
He wasn't even
during that time. No, he didn't even go to that SummerSlam.
What the fuck?
So
you just completely bullshit.
Yeah, he just made up a story about a dead kid.
Why?
I don't fucking know.
So do you think he or Jimmy Hart or whoever wrote the song first and then he made up?
Yeah, I'm assuming the song was
or...
wrote and he was like, man, I need a reason. I know.
So then
I
why,
know.
Then why the
It's about this boy that I saw at Wembley Stadium and SummerSlam. Like, at least lie about a SummerSlam in England that you were at.
Exactly.
Because I know you wrestled in a SummerSlam. Say that it was a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
There are plenty of fucking WrestleManias that you wrestled at, Hulk.
Yeah, literally.
Why
anything that you've actually
SummerSlam
done.
'92?
Yeah, it's so specific.
I mean, I kind of understand at that time. It's been 3 years. A lot of people aren't going to remember that Hulk Hogan wasn't. But, like,
Yeah.
it's 20 years later.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, until the internet became more
Yeah.
established, people probably didn't realize, like, oh, wait, he didn't even fucking
Yeah, he
wrestle
wasn't
at
even
that. Like, what?
in England for that
Yeah.
SummerSlam. It's ridiculous.
There was no war in Boxing City.
There was no Hulk in Wembley Stadium.
It's a government lie. But that's so, like, what made them write this song if
I have no because
if
yeah,
there's
like
no
at
basis
first.
in reality?
At first, I thought it was about Hulk Hogan. Then I listened to the lyrics again. I'm like, it can't be. I have to look up the Genius lyrics. I have to see
Yeah.
what this is about. And I read this. I'm like, my notes are dead. I fucked my notes.
Yeah.
This is what I'm putting down. I'm reading this.
That's so... I mean...
It's honestly the most interesting thing about this album.
Yeah, because, like... I mean, if it's not anyone... It's like... They didn't do it to make you sympathize. I mean, maybe to sympathize with Hulk. To be like, oh, he tried to give a dying
He
kid
lost a
front row.
fan.
Yeah, he tried
Like-
to give him front row seats, all this shit. I don't know.
I don't know, it's fucking-
Either way, that
I wish I had found the actual interview where he said that. I want to know what
Mhm.
other bullshit he said in that interview.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So, after my book about alien kids come out, I'm writing a book titled The Lies of Hulk Hogan, where I will go through and write down every lie he's ever told in an interview.
That will be the biggest chapter. The Hulkster in Heaven.
Yeah, that's going to be a separate book, actually. It's called Hulksters in Heaven, The Lie That Broke Me.
Hulkster Gate.
I'm actually going to have to write a book one day if I keep fucking saying this shit.
Yeah, someone's going to hold you to it.
Please don't hold me to it. I'm barely literate.
You'll write a book in exchange for a Comic Zone CD.
Yeah, I will write this book in exchange for a Comic Zone CD and someone to get this album on vinyl. I don't care if it's a bootleg.
That's a fair price to ask. Yeah, Hulk rules.
This is the final track on the
yeah,
album.
The long-awaited title track.
It's the most fucking boring song on the album.
Yeah, literally the Hulksters in the House. Yeah, Hulksters in the House and Hulk Rules are the two most bad to the bone as well.
This one could have actually been cut from the album, though.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this wasn't the title track in Europe, where this because this album was released in Europe in '94.
Uh-huh.
I forget what it was called. Let me look that up.
Oh yeah, it was under a different title, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of funny. I just realized this because I think here. Let me see.
Okay, it was originally released in Germany as American Made, which would have been a
Okay.
better album title, and they could have just not had Hulk Rules on it. The song sucks.
Yeah, the saxophone solo at the end kind of goes a little hard though.
The saxophone solo is
It
kind of
gives- It
ripped.
gives me like that like 90s sitcom vibes. And it fucking
What's the deal with saxophones?
Jerry. I can't do a Kramer impersonation. But
And now I just want to see like Jerry Seinfeld and Hulk Hogan doing like Hulk Hogan as Kramer.
Oh god. Can you imagine him like busting in the door like Kramer does, but it's just Hulk. You fucking bust in the door and it just comes off the hinges.
It'd be so funny.
Fuck your drywall, Jerry. But yeah, it's funny too because whenever the saxophone came in, the audio clipped again so bad. Like it was kind of quiet, and then the saxophone just like brrr, and it just fucking like started. It's just so loud.
It's such a poorly mixed album.
Like, Jesus Christ, it's like so grating to the ears. But yeah, I think it's kind of weird because the three most just boring, insignificant songs are the first song, I guess kind of the middle track, Bad to the Bone.
And the last track, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a shit sandwich with some good condiments.
Yeah, it's like the very beginning, end, and middle are all kind of shit, and then all the rest is like actually...
It's like Wonder Bread, expired Spam, and then like the fanciest cheese, vegetables, and sauces you could buy.
Dijon mustard.
Oh.
Grey Poupon.
Oh no, not the Great Poupon.
The Great Poupon. This is a side note, but have you ever seen that video where it was when Obama was first running for president?
Oh yeah, where they were trying to
clowning
him for doing. It's like he's not a real American citizen. It's fucking mustard.
Yeah,
dude.
who puts? Was it Grey Poupon or was
it was Dijon? Yeah,
it's like who puts Dijon on a hot dog? What the fuck? Or on a burger or whatever the fuck it was.
I think it was just I think it was like a sub.
Oh, it was just a sub.
It's like I put Dijon on sandwiches. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good mustard.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. It's the same people that think pepper's spicy.
Notable lyrics. I only got two.
You only got two? That's a surprise.
Because I didn't want them all to be from the same song.
Yeah, I mean this whole album as a whole could probably have at least 30 different.
Yeah, but I got two ones that I really wanted to mention. The first one is from Hulkster's Back.
Okay.
Check out that vein on my tricep.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's like right at the very end he throws it in.
I was just like, okay, this song is kind of goofy. It's like, check out that vein on my tricep, brother. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and then I got that. I also included the beginning part right before that line, where right before he says, "Look at that new vein on my tricep," he says, "Training, prayers, and vitamins." He says that
TPV.
He says it multiple times throughout the album. He says it in Hulkamaniac when he's talking about like the real Hulkamaniacs. They train, say their prayers, and take their vitamins. But yeah, it's just like training, prayers, and vitamins. Ooh, look at that new vein on my tricep.
It's so weird.
And then we said this earlier, she heard the band play last night, and she thought the bass player was cute. From the Wrestling Boot Traveling Band.
My other one is his 24-inch pythons are loaded up tonight from Hulk Rolls.
Which one's that from?
It's from Hulk Rolls.
Oh, okay.
The song is so boring it took like my fifth listen to hear that, and I was like, I gotta write that down.
Yeah, that's a good one. I got from a Hulkamaniac, or I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac. Always go swimming with a buddy. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Thanks, Hulk.
I mean, listen. I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac is just good, solid advice. Except for like, no weed. Like, smoke weed. Yeah. I don't fucking care.
Fuck you, Hulk. I'm gonna smoke the dank
Some
weed.
drugs are fine. Just like be careful and only do the cool ones.
Only do the cool ones.
Like meth.
Yeah, that's a cool one. And then from Beach Patrol, had my radio set to a rap station.
What did it say? Rap?
Yeah,
I heard rap rock.
No. He literally just says a rap station.
I know one time he says rap rock.
No, he only says rap, and then the second verse he says heavy metal.
Oh.
He says to a heavy metal station.
I could have sworn it was a rap rock station.
No, the first verse.
That's less cool. I thought he was over here listening to Limp Bizkit.
This is before Limp Bizkit, though. This would have been like Rage. It was like the only rap rock.
Rage Against the Biscuit?
Rage Against the Biscuit.
Limp Machine.
Limp Machine. I think you could call Hulk Hogan a limp machine now. But
he's so out of shape now.
Yeah, but he literally he just says had my radio set to a rap station.
Dude, you could have said rock rap. It would have been cool.
Or he could have
said rap rock or rap metal.
Or he could have said like a cool rap station or a fun rap station, like
a gangster rap station.
Yeah, just rap station.
rap.
Yeah, okay. And then my last one is from Hulkster in Heaven. This is what made me think that it might have been about Hulk dying because it says you used to tear your shirt, but now you tear my heart.
Yeah, like
it's like the Hulkamaniac was.
Do you know how hard it is to tear a shirt?
Yeah, I don't think this.
Like I've used tearaway shirts, and they're still not the easiest thing to rip.
When have you used tearaway shirts?
I think I did it like as a fun thing in like a theater class at one point.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's just like a spare tearaway shirt. I'm like,
Okay,
I want to fucking try this out.
That makes sense.
I'm a wrestler.
I just thought in your everyday life you were just fuck it.
I'm just at work and I'm like, man, you know what'd be really cool? Crip!
You're like, check out the pumps, brother.
Check out this new vein on my tricep. I don't know why.
What was the other one? The fucking pythons. The 20-inch pythons.
His 24-inch pythons are loaded. I don't know why I'd be ripping off my shirt to show off my arm muscles.
I don't know. But, yeah, because, yeah, like, what a fucking terminally ill elementary schooler is gonna be ripping off their shirt. Like,
it's hard. It's not easy to rip off a shirt.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got for, which I mean, like I said, there could be about 50 different.
Yeah, like you have to listen to this album to really understand the like absurdity of some of this shit.
Exactly. You got 3 favorite songs?
3 favorites. I would be a Hulkamaniac, Wrestling Boot.
Okay.
And I mean, American Made. It's just solid. It's just a solid wrestling intro theme, and I'm really happy that they included it on the album.
Yeah. I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac, of course. I got Hulkster's Back, the famous rap song, and then I got Hulkster in Heaven. I mean, it's shitty, but just the sheer absurdity of it.
It's
like
so
I just love it.
Do you love it more now that you know the story behind it?
Yeah, I think so. I thought it's funny going to I had to go to the individual song for some of these on YouTube because I wanted to read the comments, and it was funny. Everybody was like, "Please play this at my funeral. Please tell my family I want this at my funeral." A real Hulkster.
I want my tombstone to have this tape embedded in it.
Yeah.
So that everyone knows that I am a Hulkamaniac, and there's a Hulkamaniac, and along with my family and friends, of course. I mean,
maybe just me. I don't know about the rest of our family.
Or friends. I have some friends that none of my friends are Hulkamaniacs. They're smart wrestling fans.
Yeah. My brothers were probably Hulkamaniacs.
Your brothers were probably Hulkamaniac. I don't know about it anymore.
Actually, I know for sure that.
I feel like one of them definitely liked Randy Savage more.
Yeah,
and there was a Randy Savage Hulkamaniac rivalry.
Okay, maybe I know Tyler's favorite was Ric Flair.
I do love Ric Flair.
That's all I know.
Woo!
Yeah, but yeah, they're probably confirmed Hulkamaniacs.
Confirmed Hulkamaniacs. And
then you got your least favorite songs.
My least favorite. I mean, Hulk Rules, Bad to the Bone, and Hulkster's in the House.
Yeah, I accidentally wrote Hulkster's Back, but yeah, I meant to write Hulkster in the House.
Yeah.
My 3 are exactly the same.
Yeah, like they're just so boring. There's nothing special about them, and they're not bad songs.
They're not awful. Like
they could have been cut.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been EP.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been his the EP before to get people hyped for this album.
I have a complaint on the album that actually just came to me. Okay. I wish there were more features of like other wrestlers.
That would have been cool.
Like it would have been so cool to hear like at this point Stone Cold. I can't remember if Stone Cold had just done his famous like Austin 316 thing, and I don't remember if that was 94 or 96. So these are right before or right after. Like Stone Cold was coming up. It would have been cool to hear Stone Cold do some stuff. Mm-hmm. Jake the Snake Roberts would have been a really cool feature. Mm-hmm. Vader, The Undertaker. Yeah, there were some really cool wrestlers at this point that I would have loved to hear some shit from. Kane, the mayor of Knox County.
Yeah, I mean, they probably would have made it peak higher than 12 if other wrestlers were on. People would have been like, oh shit, like, get to see all my favorite wrestlers, I guess, rapping or something. Yeah, I don't know what they would be doing on here.
I'm assuming Jake the Snake Roberts would have been singing gospel. He was a born-again Christian at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he could have...
I'm not gonna get into the Jake the Snake Roberts lore, but it's interesting.
He could have did the backing singing
for Hulkster in Heaven. Yeah.
Give it a little even more gospel flair, but which along the lines of more wrestler albums and wrestler features, John Cena also has an album.
Oh yeah, that was when he was his shtick was that he was a rapper.
Yeah,
I remember watching John Cena in that. I think that was his second shtick, maybe, but it was definitely the shtick that got him famous.
Yeah, before he was kind of the
and military. Then he became the military John Cena, who we all know the do 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 do.
Yeah, and also when I was I was just like looking around at random shit whenever I found that out. Apparently, John Cena had a villain arc for exactly 1 year. I didn't know
John
that.
Cena was a heel for a minute.
That's weird.
It was a really weird. Watching that now, The Rock was also a heel, and it's impossible to take him seriously as a heel looking back because the man was the Tooth Fairy.
Wasn't he for his whole career?
He's a baby face now, or he's a face now.
Oh, okay.
Which is the opposite of heel.
Okay.
It's short for baby face.
Okay.
He's a face now, mostly because he was the fucking Tooth Fairy, and no one's gonna take him seriously as a villain.
Yeah, it's been in too many Disney movies for that. But
yeah. Also, maybe. Randy Savage has an album.
Oh, does he?
I believe so. Yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage, I think, has a rap album.
Okay.
Which I am excited to cover one day for this.
No, I want to cover the John Cena one too at some point. That would be interesting because I think he has other wrestlers featuring on it.
Oh hell yeah!
And then The Rock doesn't have any albums, but I mean, we all know about that. It's about drive. It's about power. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You didn't?
Yeah.
He's like, we stay hungry. We devour. Take what's ours.
Well, no. See, The Rock does have an album. It's called the Moana soundtrack.
I mean, he's only on one song.
It's only one song. No, he's on a couple, I think.
I thought he only did You're Welcome.
No, I mean that character's like a pretty big part of the movie. Surely he was at least in another song.
I mean, he is a big part of the movie, but I think...
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
It's a good movie. He only comes in around, like, the halfway point, I think, of the movie, and then... But...
Maybe I'm wrong.
So, yeah, whenever you go to his... Because I was curious, I was like, did The Rock release an album? Like, I could see that being a thing. His only credits are the feature in that Tech Nine song, You're Welcome, from Moana, and then apparently he was in a song with, like... I want to say, like, Akon or something. It was something weird, like some very early 2000s, like R&B and rappers.
Weird.
Which I need to give it a listen. I forget exactly who it was, or maybe it was Nelly or somebody.
Nelly would make sense.
Yeah.
Nelly did weird shit like that. But either way, I'm excited to listen to every album by a wrestler I can find.
Yeah, me too.
Because we're the perfect age and from the perfect part of the country to be. To enjoy wrestling.
The perfect demographic.
We enjoyed wrestling as kids. I still like watching wrestling.
Yeah, I want to go back and watch some old ones, like you're talking about, some old pay-per-views.
I bought Peacock specifically so I could watch old pay-per-views.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, I remember being really into it, and we went to
we went and saw it at the Thompson Bowling Arena.
Yeah, and I remember
a lot about.
I was so obsessed with Jeff Hardy at that time, and it was I think him and Matt Hardy fought in it. Yeah,
that was when they were in that arc. I don't want to go off on a fucking wrestling tangent, because I can talk about wrestling for hours.
Oh, wait, I was completely wrong. I don't know why it's Wyclef Jean. He's features in a song with The Rock.
Who's Wyclef Jean? I know that name.
He was in the Fugees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He had a few other songs as a solo artist.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, he's just randomly in a song with Wyclef Jean.
Good for Wyclef.
And Melky Sedek.
Good for Melky Sedek.
Oh, they're an American hip hop group, Haitian American hip hop duo.
Good for them.
But all right, so they're younger sisters of Wyclef Jean. But anyways,
okay, enough.
That's the point.
We keep going on tangents because wrestling is so interesting.
On Rate Your Music, it has a 1.7 out of 10. If you want to get into ratings.
1.7 is very low.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 7.
Okay. I didn't write anything down. For my rating, I was going to do it on the spot.
I always do on the spot. I just go off the top of my head.
Yeah. I want to say I'd also give it like a 6.5, 7.
Yeah, like it's not the best album. It's not a great album. It's a fun album.
Yeah, I mean, it's objectively, it's pretty shitty, but at least it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's catchy. It's absurd.
Something that I've probably said on this podcast before, I don't remember, something that I say a lot, like, an album doesn't have to be good, it just has to be fucking fun.
Exactly. It's like,
all media, if it's fun, I don't care.
Yeah. Like, I would rather listen to this over Father of All any fucking day, because...
I would rather listen to this over some, like, good albums, because they're just not fun. Like, there are good albums that are not fun, like, I don't need to get into the naming good albums that aren't fun.
Because some people probably...
Mount Eerie. Do not listen to that Mount Eerie album, Crow Flight or whatever. That album is very good, not fun.
Is that one where it's always on like the most depressing albums of all time?
Yeah,
okay,
I will not
I've
get into
heard
the
of
story
it.
of that.
I've heard of it.
It's definitely not something we'll cover on this podcast. Unless
Yeah.
It's because it's a really good album and everyone knows it's a good album. Don't listen to it.
But either way, you'd rather listen to Hulk Rules than that.
For sure.
Yeah, just have fun with my family and friends.
I would much rather have fun with my family and friends.
Hell yeah, brother! Check out the pump.
Do we give it a breath? If this album is drowning, yeah, I'm gonna give it a breath.
Yeah, I would.
I might kiss it a little more.
Oh yeah, I would make out with fucking Hulk Rules.
I'd have a baby with Hulk Rules.
I'd kiss his 20-inch pythons, brother, and that new vein on his tricep.
It's unfortunately a good album.
Yeah.
Especially if you like wrestling or used to like wrestling, or just think the idea of WWE is fun.
I mean, if you just want to hear an absurd album, like just a off-the-wall fucking mishmash of 10-year-old trends at the point that it was released.
And I would argue that's probably a lot better listening to it now where those trends are older, because you're like, it's harder to be like, oh, these are outdated. You're like, oh, maybe it's from its time.
Yeah, it's like,
because like
it being outdated is outdated.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I would give it one last breath.
Just listen to the album.
Yeah, this is another one.
Skip track 1, whatever Better the Boat is, in the last track, but listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, I need to, like I said, I need to do with Attila, add this to my Spotify. I would unironically put this on my
I will
playlist.
listen to this unironically, especially party playlists. I mean, I can't wait to be at a party and I was like, and be like, hey man, can I put a song on?
And just imagine how
I wanna
be. Just imagine how bussin' the party would get when that track drops. But yeah.
Okay.
And we need a new remix. We need it on vinyl. And what was the other thing?
I don't remember.
You need Comic Zone.
I need Comic Zone on CD.
Yeah.
Please get it to me.
Those are 3 things we ask of you.
Alrighty, we'll see you next week with something different.
Yeah. See ya.